Welcome to our class. Today I will teach you how divide function. Alright, so our problem for today is what is the domain of f of g of x. F divided by g of x. Okay, we have fx equals 2x, gx is equals 3x plus 6. Alright, what I mean this, as always, I remember you the main idea about our class. Function division, okay, function division is f of f divided by g of x, right? This is equals f of x divided by f of g, okay, which we have to multiply by gx, gx. Okay, this is equals 0. All right, notice here that gx, very important, that g of x is different of 0. That is because dividing by 0 is undefined. It's undefined. So any value of x, look this, that makes the denominator gx equals or equal is equal to 0, is called look at this, excluded value. That's underline here this main concept, very important, that keep in mind. And also it is not in the domain. That's very important of g divided by g of x. This is very important concept, great idea, belong to our class divide function. All right, let's erase it and go solve the first problem. This I will solve a couple of problems. This one I explain it step by step. Okay, the domain of the function in this case, point number 1, the domain of the function, all right, f of divided by g of x is the intersection of the domains of f of g, f of x, and g of x, right? Except for here, except for any excluded values. So this here, this point, you need to check. So So next point, the domain here. Then the domain that's of f of x and g of x are all real numbers. Right? Since any real value of x any value of x values, so x value can be plug it in or plug it, plug it into the function. So this step, so the domain, then let me erase here. So the domain, very important. So the domain is of f of g, f divided by g of x is also here, is also alright, except I told you, except for any excluded values. All right, this is you have to check except or excluded values, right? Very important. So now find, now we have to find here, we have to find unexcluded values. How to find unexcluded values. So since in dividing by zero is undefined, any value for x that makes gx equal to 0. 0 is this way, unexcluded equation, an excluded value. So now look at this. Now solve the question here. So a lot of many words, but it's important that you know why. So now we have to solve the problem. So gx, here look at this, gx, I told you must be 0. Gx is equal 0. Right? So now substitute. So next is 3x plus 6 equals 0. Here is substitute gx equals 3x plus 6. Right? Here. Now simplify. So next step, 3x will be equals negative 6. Now next step is x will be equals negative 2. Why negative 2? Because you divided negative 6 divided by 3. So this is our answer here. Alright? So the conclusion, the screw value here, the screw value is negative 2. Right? That's the screw value. So the conclusion, so then the domain of f divided by g of x, right, is all real numbers except negative 2. This is the answer to our problem, alright? So now let me solve a couple of problems without theory, without word, without concept, okay? This is the solution to this problem. Let me write another couple of the problems. Just very easy topic today. That also I would like to explain to you the concept, the main idea about what I mean of our class. That's very important. Let's write another problem. What is the domain of g divided by f of divided by x, g of x of let's write f here. F equals, let's write negative 2x plus 4, and then gx equals let's write 2x to the second power. All right. So now solve the question. Okay, this is our problem. Not theory right now. Solve the question. So what is the next step then? So the next step is just write gx equals 0. Now substitute, next step, substitute. So if we substitute, we will have 2x to the second power equals 0, right? Here is substitute gx equals 2x to the second power. Okay? So now go to simplify. So it will be x equals here 0. X squared equals 0. So next one is x is equals 0. So x is equals 0. The conclusion here is the excluded value here. The excluded is 0. Right? Excluded value is 0. So the domain, as a conclusion, the domain, we have to write it, the domain of f of divided by g of x, yeah, of the domain of the is, in this case, is all values, all real numbers, okay, except which one? Except 0. See, this is the solution. Except 0. See, that's the solution when you divide function. Okay, let's try another one. Let me write another one, another problem. It's very simple, very easy. Don't worry. F of x equals, let's write 2x to the third power, and gx equals let's write negative 5x plus 4. Right? So solve the problem. Solve the question. Now, first step, just write g of x g of x is equals 0. Right? Now substitute here. Substitute gx equals negative 5x plus 4, right? Here this will be negative 5x plus 4 equals 0, right? Now simplify. Next step is will be equals next is negative 5x equals you move 4 to the other side is negative 4. Now x will be negative 4 divided by negative 5. X equals 4 divided by 5. Alright? So, conclusion, the excluded value, again, the excluded value is 4/5. 4/5. So the domain of f divided by g of x is all real numbers, all numbers except which one? Except 4/5. Yeah? Got it? The solution? It's easy class. Dividing function. Alright, if you discover the power of the mathematics, at least your infinity potential.